So, what's up? What's up? Kirk Franklin. Legendary. Are we yet putting that word before his name? You know, we can't wait to put that word before somebody's name. But when I think of Kirk Franklin, it takes me back to the 90s of the breakout song Stump. Some of y'all think the gospel, but it was something like too radical, but you ain't heard nothing yet. Because Kirk Franklin at that time, and still today, has and is ushering a new wave. But it's being promoted, so it's like these dances that he's doing is looking a little suspect in more ways than others. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But why did you come for one of the legendary, now that is legendary, out of Detroit, the Clark sisters, in particular, Jackie. Why Jackie? Why you choose Jackie to be up there doing your gyrating moves on like you don't see nothing wrong with it? And let me tell y'all, it's one thing to have a holy praise, and it's one thing to listen to the power of God through a ministry of song. But it's one thing to listen to back that thing up. You a fine mother. Why don't you back that thing up? Cash Money Millionaires. Okay. It's one thing to listen to Uncle Luke from back in the day. Okay. Some of these songs can have you so hyped up. Lollipop, Lil Wayne. Some of these songs can have you so hyped up. But when you listen to a song that is of praise and worship, those songs there, the real ones, sometimes that old time religion can break you down and will have you seeing things clearly. But Jackie Clark, she didn't deserve that. The last I knew, Miss Clark was not married, okay? She got divorced some years ago. Now, last I knew, Kirk, you still married to Lil Tammy. Poor Tammy. It's just story after story after story. Kirk, after a while, don't you think you need to sit your little self down? Now, we done already went through with you telling your son off. Now, this wasn't just regular sit him down and, applying the word and putting the word on him, which the word is sharper than any two-edged. Okay. I don't know if certain words I can say on YouTube, so I kind of have to just do the okay with it. But now you was telling him on and your foot and just saying C word after C word after cuss, word after cuss after word after word. And we was like, okay. I was just like, okay. Because nowadays, can you really be surprised? And then you want to get up here at this Gospel Fest explosion. Again, you don't see nothing wrong with a little bump. That was not little, okay? And she ain't no little woman either. So you a little man. So you was like really like backing all what little bit you got to try to grind up on the elder, okay? Because y'all not the same age, Kurt. Show some respect, Kurt. Now we always gonna have difference of opinions. You're gonna have some people saying, I think it's a good thing that the church doesn't have to be so stiff-necked with it. Then you're gonna have some people, younger people as well, that old time religion was passed down to. And saying, I do see something with it. I didn't come to this gospel explosion concert to go hear the word or to go see my pastor hanging out with such and such. Kirk, was you at the wrong party? Because for one, Kirk, you be too hyped up. All that energy you got. And some days, see, I don't have energy. Is that just the word of God that you just praying over yourself to give you energy, to give you strength, to run this race, to keep going and going, to show God's people that God is able, that God will supply your every need? Every need of what? Because it's starting to look like to me that you need some of your thirst quenched. Because God is able to do that. But then we go back to thou shalt not judge. But you can have an opinion. Just my opinion. All things alleged. Now, I don't know how many kids Jackie Clark got. Okay. Like I said, I know she was once married, as far as I'm concerned. You know, when I last did my research today, she had not yet, remarried. Or even if she plans to. I don't know. That's that woman's business. But let somebody come and thinking it's all good to... I mean, dang, Kirk, you might as well just done a collaboration. If you still trying to live that life or back in the day or still trying to hang on to something because, it comes a time when you just got to let it go. Now, Michael Jackson at that time, when he did his dance moves, how far as I'm concerned, if he was still around today, they would still be relevant. Prince, when he did his twirl or whatever he did, the little sounds that big sounds, okay, that he made to interject, still big today. But Kurt, when you up there just gyrating and doing your turn, it don't compare. Be Kurt. Let Kurt be Kurt. Let Kurt be Kurt for how Kurt Franklin do things. And you got a wife. Have y'all had a sit down to discuss this? Because Kurt, at one time, look, I ain't forgot. You had Tammy putting things before her eyes and she told you she wasn't comfortable watching with you. Now what you got her thinking? These little moves that you doing and going in front, backing that thing up. Like you study backing it up. My gosh, did you want Miss Jackie Clark to take a hand and just ooh, and then you just study floating around the scenery like, again, you don't see nothing wrong with it. Like the message that you're sending is, it's okay. Who cares? The world is being so easily deceived. Let me run my playback again. Y'all check out my dance moves. This is how you do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Clash, spin, back. Take me out. Now soar back to the scene. Like, you sit up here thinking out a whole theatrical production. Again, thou shalt not judge. But we have to think, y'all, because it's a lot of blinders that's coming off that will have you thinking. I mean, if your mind is functioning to the capacity that it's supposed to, but sometimes getting caught up in Hollywood, even if it is gospel realm, church music, it is, you best believe, it is still influenced by worldly contracts, worldly things, because every contract, every pen that you pick up, every person that you listen to is not on the up and up. And if they are in alignment with God, sometimes people's minds get twisted off into another direction, and it might take that person who might be stronger at that time in their faith to help be a witness that God is able to turn you from some of your, no, not some, all of your wicked ways. Sometimes, people need to have a little meeting. Go on back up to the upper room. Go into the shut-in closet. Go to your heavenly Father and submit yourself as a living sacrifice. How you want to be discerned, because again, I'm always encouraging discernment of spirit. Not everybody is for you. There's some people against you. There's some people that are praying against your downfall. There are some people that's practicing things that are not in alignment with God for your break, for your downfall. Not for your breakthrough, but for your downfall. Kirk Franklin, have you taken the time out to just think? Have you taken the time out to just pray? Because to me, sometimes it seems like he just be trying. Why are you trying so hard? You done made your mark in the industry, my man. Pass down some of that to the ones of today so they won't get caught up. And if they do get caught up, at least you know you tried, but you still out here just promoting like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Everything, you guys, is not okay. Everything in this world, everything in life cannot just be okay. And to have on blinders and to just act like, oh gosh, I can just do it. Yes, we have freedom of choice. We do. Sometimes the envelope gets pushed too fast. Like, oh, gotta forgive me. But my gosh, just knowingly doing it and feeling like you're just doing it so well that there's no backlash. So yeah, at that time, I believe in the 90s when Kirk Franklin came out with stuff, he put Salt and Pepper on that remix there, and the song was very explosive, and I just remember playing it. I even did a dance routine off of it. Whole dance routine, put on a production behind it. Probably scared some people in the process with the production that I did, because I had to incorporate people to be a part of the production. Probably scared some people, like, oh, what's she doing? Who is this person that she's ushering into our ears? It's Kirk Franklin. And that's okay that the older folk at the time, some of them didn't align with what I was listening to. It's okay. It was a different time. But see, with the advent of the internet, because YouTube did not exist at that time, y'all. It just didn't. People taking their phones and just, blowing up. Oh, that blogger over there, or that TikToker over there, or that Snapchat over there, or that Facebook over there. MySpace, I think, was coming on the scene, and people were using that how they was using it. And then it was some type, I think, to me, I feel like MySpace was more so on the music level. And then now where we're at, if you want to blow up, everybody has a fair chance. But then, we also hear favor ain't fair. But, we also hear, well, work hard. Well, how hard do you want to work to get out there and gyrate? Kirk, you done made it, okay? Now, just as quickly you done made it, yes, sometimes it can be taken down to bring you back to humble beginnings. But again, some people is honestly okay. But some of these theatrical productions that people be putting on to want to still stay relevant, trying to go viral. I didn't know what viral even meant. I was too young in the 80s. I didn't know what viral meant. Somewhere in the late 90s, I would have understood it. But then, the explosion of the internet, and the internet is good for going back some years ago. If it was caught on footage, or at this point, people are really good storytellers too. If they got a story to share. And that's a whole nother story. But yeah, Kurt, hey, Jackie may not have wanted you all up on her. Now that that's coming up, I know you got to be playing that in your mind. Tammy, where you at? Tammy Franklin, where you at? Okay. How'd you really feel when Kurt was going in on his son like that? With all them words. How'd you really feel? You did give an interview though. When Kirk had you watching that non-productive footage of what's not right, carnal things. Not everybody can be so quick to put certain things out of their minds, out of their ears. The next thing you know, they be wanting to play this stuff out because what he playing out right now in his productions is going too far. Kurt, you better stop. You better stop while you ahead. And I know Tammy, she look all nice and kind of like frail at the same time, all things alleged. But I bet that woman be, having her say, because both of them little. So it's kind of like an even little match. She can say what she want to say, but we live in a world too where it's like, the women need to stay in their place. Okay, fine. Men need to stay in their place too. And take some time out to listen to one another, because we are here together. We were put here on earth for a reason. Now, Kurt, if you honestly feel like this over here is your purpose to gyrate, because I know you're going to pop up again. We're going to see you again. And you another one. You ain't too quick to take accountability about too much. You gon' kind of like swerve it this way, swerve it that way, fit it to fit you. But you better go back to what some of them elders have been telling you through the years. You need to go back. You need to have an ear to hear, for real, for real. But see, look, a lot of y'all not the ones out here promoting this gospel song. Y'all not the ones on the platform with the stage and doing a sold out show and putting on these performances and theatrical productions that people can't even understand. What happened to getting back to basics so that people can understand? Everything has to be so blown up and seeing if I can outdo this person. And then it's so funny because then it's like by the time you go home, I understand that people put on different faces. I'm not saying that this is his story, all things alleged. Then you're a different person by the time you get at home, which is okay. You're a different person by the time you perform. You're a different person by lights, camera, action. You're a different person by the time you get around your family members. But the question is, who are you? Who are you when God is seeing you? And it's only you and God. Tamo. No one is to judge. Well, there is an ultimate judge depending on who you believe in and where you're trying to go and where you're trying to make your destination. Now, could Jackie have said, whoa. Sometimes I think things can just kind of catch you off guard, and before you know it, you're like, whoa. Now just think if he would have just kept just backing it up, boom, 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 boom. Now remember, she behind him. She's a thicker, heavier weight than Kirk, but at the same time, when that masculine energy gets to flowing, and men their makeup can be stronger than women. Sometimes it's a supernatural power, and maybe Jackie could have just blew him down, blew him down. She didn't want it because it could have been a violation thing. I don't know. All things alleged. Not everybody even likes for you to come up in their personal space. That's personal. Up and down, up and down. Okay. So it's like, when you taught that, like, don't put your hands, personal space. You have to respect women. You have to respect men. Not everybody wants that closeness, but some people do. I don't know. Free to judge. If you want to be free to judge, I say, hey, people can have an opinion. Was it right that Jackie was it right that Kirk was bumping along? Was this a part of the production that was agreed to? And like when this particular song is played, then you take action and then you do your bump to back your thing up. I don't know. Either way, let somebody have asked me, is it okay? No, it's not okay. Because when I'm out there doing my dance moves, I want all eyes on me. This ain't just me, you, Kirk, and the family. No, all eyes on me if I'm doing my production at the time. Or maybe I just want to sing my song. Now, I can't sing, but I'm just saying. Maybe she just wants to sing her song with her sisters and been done with it. Ain't no telling what moment she was in, and then you just coming up out of nowhere. But you see her, you see the footage, you see what was going on. Hey, make your own judgment call. Have an opinion, people. It's okay. You can have an opinion not to judge. Stop being so scared. And if you think it was okay, you thought it was okay. That's fine too. That's your thought. You didn't think it was okay? That's fine. Let's just keep it moving.